Friday already, and of course we want to welcome you down to this last episode for the week. Of course, we come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 19 hours 20, where we tell it as it is. A rebroadcast the following day at 11 a.m. and all three programs comes your way at 11 a.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m. respectively on Sundays. So this evening, Mr. Lall will make his presentation, and we encourage you to call a friend and tell a friend and let them know that we are on the airwaves, 99.1 and 99.5 FM. So without further ado, I hand things over to the man of the moment. Mr. Lall, over to you.
Friday, Josh?
Yes, it is.
Any plans?
No.
Why not?
No one invited me.
Well, I got 3 invitations and I'm going out tonight. Although I was supposed to get home to play with my grandchildren. But they tell me I can go out tonight and have a good time. Joshua?
Yeah.
Even the dogs better off in this country today. Guyana's total salary bill for this year for all the public servants, you got an idea how much it is, Josh?
No.
75 million US. 7% increase is 5 million US. That is what they give after 2 years to the public servants in increase. You didn't hear me? Yes. 5 million they give to all the public servants after 2 years. Josh?
Yes, sir.
2 schools. The Essequibo Multilateral School is 587 million. And they give another $346 million for build 1 primary school. That is the kind of money this government gives in increase to all the public servants in this country. 2 inflated school price money. And the leaders proud of that. We are carrying a story tomorrow in which the teachers begging President Ali not to tax the $5,000 increase. ExxonMobil and all the foreigners can take all our wealth and them don't have to pay taxes. Those same public servants that get that 7% increase is paying the taxes for ExxonMobil. What a Guyana this is, Kevin. These leaders is just like the international gangsters. The IDB, the CDB, the IMF, the World Bank, and many others telling us we are the world's fastest growing economy on earth. They are not telling the world that people's salaries can't pay rent and light bill. They're not telling them what Guyana is getting from this fastest growing economy on earth. They are not telling the world that the citizens of this country has to pay the foreign people taxes who fetching out their own wealth, our wealth. Namaste, Guyana. May the peace, love, joy, and happiness, may the divineness in me be with all of you throughout this weekend. The last 2 programs, Monday and Wednesday gone, we focused on the international players, what they had to say on the 4th project. The 4th project these leaders wants to push down our throats, especially Vice President Jagdeo and President Ali. One expert said Guyana is a mental asylum in which the inmates running the institution. I fully agree with that woman's statement. I would go a little further to say the leaders of this land should be removed forthwith from making any decisions for this country. By now, you don't need to see anything more. Every single piece of our wealth is disappearing before our eyes by all these foreigners. I mean everything. You saw what the coalition did with the 960 million US dollars. They didn't check or verify it. You hear Jagdeo say he disappointed not checking the $10 billion exam thrown us for Lisa 1 and 2. Yesterday, after tremendous pressure from us at the Kaieteur News, President Ali and Vice President Jagdeo said they will now audit it. Audit it. I don't want to even say, I don't even want to say that is something good. But at least we will get to see where and how much we get screwed on that $10 billion them said to spend. But when all is said and done, Uncle, we have to pay it as is. Jagdeo knew that we didn't have full insurance on none of those two projects. Yet he went ahead and approved Payara with another $10 billion on our heads with no full cover insurance. Let me repeat, 1 year done already, and we have 1 year more to check to verify the next $10 billion on that third project. President Ali and the opposition is allowing Jagdeo to steam ahead with this fourth project called the Yellowtail. You understand what I'm saying, dear Kevin? They did not check 1, 2, 3 is running out, but they're running full speed with the fourth one. Man, you guys have heard enough of what those foreign experts have said on this fourth project, and I don't want to say much more on it. But I did ask 2 questions on insurance and ballast water. The Trinidadian made it very clear that if they have to go to court to stop this fourth project, they will. Where are you on that, Kevin? Are you willing to join him in doing so, Uncle and Auntie? I am told in the grapevine that Suriname is ready to move to courts to stop the fourth project too, for lack of full cover insurance. Are you guys with them? I am with them all the way through. The opposition leader Harmon found his tongue the other day and now calling on the government to audit the $10 billion. Let me ask all of them this question, Auntie. You guys bolting the stable door when the horse gone? Is that what you guys do in Harmon? That 10 billion, what the PPP didn't check and verify, plus the $960 billion, the coalition didn't check and verify. Yes, ExxonMobil already taken out all of that from the Lisa 1 project. That is why we can only get 300 and 400 million a year according to Jagdeo. Go Guyana, go. You will be living within your means for quite a while into the future. I told you guys I am on TikTok, so please follow me. Every day I'll be ticking them and tickling them. Please follow me. I'm making it very short for you guys to don't waste time. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes the most. So please get your relative, if you don't have TikTok, and let them show you the 1 minute video on a daily basis. Because the news is too much for me to give you guys Monday, Wednesday, and Friday alone. I have talked about ballast water already, but let me refresh you quickly on it. Ballast water sits in a special compartment at the bottom of every ship to balance the ship. Malali, Torani, and Makaura, all three of them have this special compartment for ballast water. My question to the panel last Thursday was, how much ballast water each oil ship comes to Guyana with? The gentleman fumbled a bit and then said, 100,000 cubic meters. That is equivalent to, uncle, 628,000 barrels of water. I smiled and said, thank you, sir. You know how long I wanted to find out? Find out that? Since Exxon began pumping oil in 2019, but never got an answer. You know why, uncle and auntie? Because when they pump out that water here into our ocean, what do you do with that section after they pump out the water? What goes in there, uncle? 628 barrels of oil. Yes, who checking? Is that figure counted with the million barrel every boatload carrying out? Hey, you really understand what I'm saying, dear uncle? These oil ships got a big compartment that come for our oil. When them throw out the 628,000 barrels of water, that compartment going back empty. Yes, empty. Or they're filling it up back with Guyana water to take back. What do you say, uncle? When you think the boat carrying out 1 million barrels of oil, man, you have to think again what's going on out there. On top of that, ask yourself, who has ever verified the size of these oil ships? You can ask President Ali or Vice President Jagdeo or the opposition leader them. Who? You know how much boatload gone out for 2019? For 2020? And for 2021? Hundreds upon hundreds of boatload done gone out. I asked the Natural Resource Ministry for that amount, that figure. I asked ExxonMobil for the figure, how much boat gone out. They didn't respond. Just imagine how much the oil companies are fetching out with their 98%. Even we couple shiploads, uncle, the couple shipload that we get every year and going out by the boatload that we paying for, you know how much going out in the ballast compartment that didn't belong to us? Hey, think about that. And we paying for the whole boatload. Hey. You see the reason why our leaders don't want to put a simple meter on the ship so that we can monitor it. So that we can monitor it, uncle, from their office. One simple meter. Wait, man. May I ask, these leaders getting a kickback personally? Make they don't want to put a meter to see how much oil coming up per day. This is whose oil, man. This is whose business? ExxonMobil? Guyana? Or this business is our leader's own? Putting a meter and connecting it at Stabrook Market Square on a TV screen, uncle, we all can see what they're doing out there. We can see it in real time. E-networks, Digicel, or any internet people can do that overnight. And it ain't gonna cost much money, uncle. Why they're not doing it? Can somebody tell me? Kevin? They can't say they don't have money, because every day you open the newspapers, you see $112 million for a square box at Lethem. 346 million contract for build a primary school. 587 million to build a secondary school. Hundreds of millions to build fire stations, health centers, post offices, and so on. Billions being spent on roads and sea defenses. All this is borrow money. Yes, uncle, borrow money. Wait, man. They can borrow half of that and put a meter to watch our jewelry box, our cash cow, your future. Just putting a meter that we can monitor this thing real time, every second of the day. Man, Saudi Arabia have 232-inch television screen in the kingdom being monitored by a set of people, including the king himself, as every drop of oil comes up. Wait, man. Is corrupt we leaders corrupt? Or is dotish the dotish? Can somebody answer that question, please? I'm not hearing you. Anyway, namaste again. This is how you run $1 trillion, $1 trillion US dollar business. And how much increase them give you? President Ali, Jagdev and Ashji Singh announced 7%. 4,900 Guyana dollar increase on people's salaries. Giving away hundreds of millions in overpriced contracts all over the place. Losing billions of US dollar from our gold, oil, diamond, bauxite, and other minerals every year. And they are proud. They are happy to announce $4,900 for our policemen, soldiers, nurses, and other public servants. Joseph Harman, the opposition leader, on the other hand, said boldly today, how the government removed the procurement commission and put everything in the hands of Jagdeo, which is a good statement. A nice observation. Something every Guyanese should be concerned with or about. But you know what, uncle? He has gone numb and dumb where the real money is concerned. Yes, he is focusing on a single tree while the rest of the forest is on fire. Yes, those are your leaders. what he should have been talking about, or where he should be commenting on, is the oil contract and the money we're paying for all them supply boats, helicopter services, and most importantly, the ballast water compartment and the meter to check the oil. Yes. 1 year, 1 month, 2 weeks, 5 days done since he promised to put together his oil team. His people to talk about the oil. Man, you got to love this country, eh? And you got to love these leaders. I told you guys, I am on TikTok. I am ticking them, tacking them, plus tickling them 3 and 4 times a day. Please follow me. Follow me if you can. With the 3rd largest oil reserve in the world, the IDB, CDB, IMF, the World Bank said Guyana is the fastest growing economy in the world today. Guess what happened today, mister? Guess what's happened today, auntie? The British Deputy Commissioner of Trade told the Stabrook News that Guyana is now one of the fastest growing countries on the planet. Man, just go to Stabrook News on page 3 today and you will read what that man said. While the British tradesman saying that, President Ali government announcing the minimum wage people get $4,900 increase a month. $25 increase per month. What on earth? $4,900 increase a month can buy when they done tax it, uncle? Can anybody tell me? 120-pound cylinder of gas or 1 tin milk, not even half block cheese, the money can buy. Man, the news is so much and so troubling in this land. I am afraid of what Guyana will become 3 years from now with these clowns, much less another 10 years. I am confused some days as to what to tell you people. Last Monday and Wednesday, like I said, I allowed the international people to speak on what is going on and where this country is heading with ExxonMobil's 4th oil project. And the amount of things that happened over the weekend, uncle, I could have done 1 year program. But I will just give you a heads up on a few that I think is most important and leave the rest for me to tick-tock and tickle them on. Here is just one. Exxon, along with our EPA, still doing consultation with the people of this country on the 4th project to get approval. But guess what, auntie? Exxon don't give out an advance to a Dutch company to start build the 4th floating ship. Yes, the FPSO. The same Dutch company what throw 68 million to plant mangroves at Buxton and Traspe. Yes, the same company get the contract and the advance. You guys see the I-pass and disrespect they're showing Guyana? These people ain't done their consultation yet on this project. They may tell us how safe or unsafe this project will be. Whether we can benefit or we wouldn't benefit. Whether we will get full insurance or we will get word of mouth assurance. Like we Lisa 1, 2, and 3. But them done running ahead with our EPA permission without our EPA permission, without government or opposition approval, them done they're running ahead, building the fourth ship. Uncle, is not that contract alone them out. Them already give out another large contract without our permission for putting the underwater setup, them wellheads, valves and so on for the fourth project. Now you tell me, if this is not I-pass, if this is not disrespectful, and your government, President Ali, Vice President Jagdev and the opposition leader, reading all these things every day. Every day we are reporting on these things. And all of them are numb. All of them remain silent. Let me ask this question again. What are you guys benefiting personally from these projects for staying quiet? May I ask? Uncle, you know what this reminds me of? The white people that come and was building the cement factory in South Rhineville. Them was building it without city council knowledge and without approval. The residents raised their voices and stood up for their rights, stood up for their livelihoods, and the rest is his history. The people get kicked out the country. In this case, in this fourth project, every one of you got to get out and show them that oil out there, uncle, belongs to every one of us. And it must be done the right way and in a manner to which we, the citizens of this country, must approve so that we can get our rightful share. What you say, Josh?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You guys drink any pressure tablet tonight? Uncle? Or you going to take a drink with me over the weekend? After all, I am only the messenger. You got to treat the messenger right, you know. A drink going to keep him ticking. Because now he's tacking to. You know when President Ali sworn in, Josh? He called and promised me a drink. I'm still waiting for the quarter bottle of vodka he promised me. I will take it from the French company, from the French oil company, named Total. You know why I'll take it from the French company? Because I see the names popping up nicely in Suriname. That French company, Joshua, you got to hear this one keenly. That French company just signed an agreement with Suriname, agreeing to pay Suriname 4 years in advance, $50 million US. This amount is intended to compensate the country for the damage to their environment that the French oil company expect to do when they begin pumping oil in years to come. You hear that? Suriname know when they start pumping oil, the kind of dangers that will come to their environment will be deadly. So they demanding money up front so they can start preparing their people for what is to come. They've been waiting for their fishing industry to crash and have the people begging on the streets. No, they're not waiting to deal with the garbage when they start pumping. These people collecting money up front to put things in place. Suriname demanded 50 million US. What Guyana settled for? $45 fine for every metric ton of gas they flare. We can't even put a scale at a dump site, much less build a new dump site to bury the garbage they're sending from out there. That same French company, Josh, that gives Suriname 50 million up front, owns 35% in the Kanji oil block, 25% in the Orunduk oil block, and another 25% in Kanuku oil block. Suriname getting 50 million in advance. What Guyana getting in advance? Josh? Or are our leaders collecting our advances in their pockets or bank accounts? May I ask? Josh? Uncle, we're in serious trouble with these leaders, and we have to shut down this country to wake them up. Nothing any one of these leaders is doing presently in this oil sector is going to benefit us. The owners of all these resources, nothing will benefit us, Uncle. Trust me on this one. And I don't lie. If anybody could pinpoint a lie that Glenn Lall have said for the last 25 years, I'll probably give them some money. The French ambassador went to critic who ain't know if he got a wig on his head or his nose, to tell Guyana his company wants to become an operator like ExxonMobil. They want to become everything with our wealth, but not giving you anything for your wealth. Your leaders allowing all the foreigners from every corner on this earth, yes, places where some of you never heard about, to come and empty our treasure trove. Yes, our jackpot and go. We don't know about money. Uncle, we don't know about money. We don't know what is a good life or how to live one. We don't know good life or what is comfort in life. Only the foreign people know. We leaders know about 4,900 Guyana dollar increase in people's salaries a month. That's what I know. After 2 years with no increase, Uncle, they give $4,900 to them police and soldiers who does end up turning criminals, and who not become criminals, them just take legal bribes on the road. I'm getting tired, Josh. I am thirsty. Can you play a little short thing for me? Let me get some water. Thank you. Please hold a moment for me. Yes. Yeah? Thank you. Christopher Ram, a chartered accountant and an attorney at law, who's quite capable to be on any team to audit every single cent they spend out there. Yet we vice president say he can't find people. Christopher Ram, like so many of you who have been reading and listening to what is taking place in this land, yesterday he had this to say about the Chinese in this country. And I'll quote him. If you were to do an economic analysis We are worse off now with the Chinese than we were when we were under the white people rule. He said presently in Guyana, the Chinese control just about everything and have in fact managed to infiltrate every village across the country. He said that during an interview with a man named David Hines. He also said, I know one area where they're almost a law unto themselves. I know many areas where they're law unto themselves. And not only the Chinese, the Russians, the Canadians, every single one of them. Christopher Ram calls for our laws to be rewritten and updated so that these foreign companies and countries cannot be allowed to come into Guyana and do as they please because our laws and systems as they are allowed them. He said the laws must be changed so that they cannot come in this country and do as they feel like. Ram went on to say that the way the Chinese operate is like a modern form of economic slavery for our country and people, which he says, Uncle, is more ruthless and without any conscience. There are many countries in Africa that the Chinese operate in the same way and have been allowed to abuse the local laws. Yes, they even abuse their people. And it is a fact that many of the mining companies have been using child labor, sending children as young as 4 years, but Christopher Ram says 6 years, into the underground mines to search for gold, diamonds and other precious minerals. And it's the same thing. He said the plan to put right here in Guyana very soon. Guyana has paid billions to Chinese companies over the years for substandard work, incomplete, overdue, cancelled projects, and has begged for billions more from the Chinese, and we are begging for billions more from the Chinese bank and the lending institutions. It is so sad what is happening in this land. Hear how much more worrying and troubling this oil sector is to us, Joshua, and how secretive our leaders are with all of us who own these oil fields out there. Every day is something new we are unearthing that the leaders are silent on. Today, Uncle, the Kaieteur News carried a story in which one of Exxon partner out there, Hess Corporation, Joshua, you gotta listen to this one, man. The boss man telling a global energy conference yesterday how them right we government asking them for an extension on the oil block because of COVID.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yes, the oil block that they get free. Them writing the government, don't write the government for an extension on it because of COVID. Uncle, time running out on them in which they have to return portions of the oil block to Guyana. So they want to use COVID to keep it longer. Not a word from Jagdeo on that application he received from them. We will be waiting. I will be watching to see if he will grant an extension to the oil block in which we can get back and make big money to triple people's salaries. I'll be watching you, Jagdeo. I'll be watching you, Harmon, and the President Ali. Joshua, let me explain a little. Every 4 years, ExxonMobil, and all of them have to return 50% of the oil blocks if they have found or done nothing in them. After the first 4 years, the next 3 years, they have to give up another 25% of the remainder. And on the third 3 year, they have to give up all back to Guyana. Hear what Winston Jordan did under the coalition. He used a loophole in the law which gave the Minister of Finance the power to change the give back provision how he sees fit, and he did. You hear that? And he did. He changed the agreement to say Exxon can keep the whole thing until 2026 when the license expires. And at that time, they only have to give up 20% rather than 50, the 25 and the 25, which is all. That's what he did. Now, ExxonMobil, Sinnock and Hess want an extension on that, claiming COVID delayed them. How COVID was hamburging them, Josh, you know?
Nope.
When them drill 12 wells in Stabroek Block, 3 in the Kanji and 1 in the Kaieteur. Plus next year they plan to drill 36 more across the blocks. Having seen, Uncle, what has happened with your contract and what is happening now, where they are getting in the billions of US, would you extend a day more with these gangsters, sir? Well, let's see what Jagdeo, Harman and Ali will do. Did they stop one day since 2019 to now pumping oil? Not at all. A matter of fact, we carried many stories where ExxonMobil and their partners were giving special permission to flying workers on special charter jets to carry on their work during the COVID. All Guyana was on lockdown and had curfew. Only essential workers were allowed to be on the streets. Guess what, Uncle? The oil people were essential workers. They never stopped a minute working. They were more busy on the streets and in our waters, steaming ahead with their work. And now they're telling us COVID hamburged them and they want extension on we oil blocks. These people can be serious, man. Huh? They get our oil block free. Not 60 oil block, what the law required. 600 oil block that Guyana could have made billions of US dollars on had we put it on the open market for sale. Now they're telling us they want extension on we $1 billion property. Man, are you continue to sleep? Continue to sleep and don't call your neighbors and friends and tell them to listen to this program. Y'all will be continue living with a $5,000 increase every month on your salary, or you're going to eat mud cake. Yes, or you're going to eat mud cake. The man was so bold. Joshua?
Yes, sir.
The Hess boss man was so bold that he tell the conference that they are not worried about the giving back provision come 2026, since an application is already before the government waiting for approval. You want to hear his exact words?
Yes.
Yeah, man. The man said basically how relinquishment works is you have to lock down all the acreage you expect to develop with a license. And when the time comes That is, 2026, you relinquish, you return to the state what you don't want out of that. You hear that? What you don't want out of that. The operators applied for an extension due to COVID-19 on that 2026 timeline, and we will see if we will actually get that. But there could be an extension to the exploration license. You hear what I'm saying? But there could be an extension to the exploration license. Man, they will give back what they want. That's what the man's saying. Meaning that if they don't find oil in it, take it, it's yours. But let's wait and see what Vice President Jagdeo will tell us. I just tell you all earlier how Suriname secured 50 million US environmental bonus for its people on one little oil block. Hear this one now, Joshua. Trinidad, Wednesday gone, secured 15 million US signing bonus and other financial benefits for their people on a gas deal from a piece of gas field only. You hear me, Josh? Yeah. A gas deal, not an oil deal. With the oil company Shell Corporation. And on top of that 15 million bonus, the oil company Shell has to pay other charges with interest to Trinidad every year, even before this gas project start. Here's some of the things the company has to pay. An administrative charge of 300,000 US, increasing at 4% per annum. Training and research and development contributions of 150,000 US per annum, increasing at 6% annually until the start of production. You hear that? They also have to pay a one-time technical bonus of 200,000 to the TT government and an annual scholarship contribution of 100,000 per annum, increasing at 6% per annum. As per terms of the gas deal, the Prime Minister of TNT, Mr. Kaieteur, stated clearly, Shell is required, listen to this piece, Shell is required to comply with government's local content policy, which requires the contractor to maximize to the satisfaction of the minister the level of usage of local goods and services and employment of nationals. You hear that? The oil company have to satisfy the minister. You hear me? With the maximum usage of Trinidadians, be it workers or suppliers in every sector. What happened to Guyana? We don't even have a Guyanese working. We didn't even got a Guyanese supplying anything. Here the Trinidad Prime Minister saying, the minister has to approve everything. Uncle, please note that both countries getting bonuses way before they start working on a little piece of oil block and a gas field. Guyana, which has the third largest oil reserves on earth, with enormous size of oil blocks, we getting minus bonus. They got such a word? Minus bonus? Yeah. Yes. Minus bonus we get in. And the oil companies got the nerve to tell us they want extension on our $1 billion oil blocks for free. Way to go, Guyana. Way to go, man. I am in love with this country. But I am not in love with these clowns that we have for leaders. Auntie, this is not sell out by our leaders. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, this is something else beyond words. Can somebody help me to understand where Guyana is heading? And what future do we have as a people? And what is there for us to leave for our future generations? May I ask? I'll just think about it over the weekend and we can chat on this subject matter Monday night. The fourth ship for the fourth project that is coming, Uncle, let me give you a heads up one time that they're done putting an advance for with no approval from Guyana is double the size of Liza 1, 2, and 3. This one will carry 2 billion barrels of oil per trip. So, you know what I mean, Joshua? The ballast water compartment will be double the size, too. Man, imagine how much oil the ballast section going to be carrying away in this one. The shipbuilders were giving Buxton and Traspay $68 million for mangroves to appease them, to make them feel good. I want all of them to know that I will wake up them 2 villages as to what is going on. Even if I have to go there myself, I am prepared to go. Buxtonians and Trasparians, y'all invite me, I will come. Settling for mangroves. Buxtonians and the Trasparians need their fair share, not mangroves, guys. You know, I wanted to say a word ending with ing before the mangroves, but I can't. Buxtonians and the people of Traspay need their fair share, not mangroves. That is where I want to put in the ing. And they will get it. I will make sure they get it. Now, Josh, let me end tonight's program on this fishing industry. I saw some fishermen who met with the Minister of Agriculture, in which he said the fishing industry has not collapsed. He acknowledged that the fish catches has slowed down, but couldn't give a definitive answer as to why this is happening. Maybe he's living in another world. He also told the fishermen how this is a problem facing the world. I don't know what problem he's talking about. He wasn't clear on that. Maybe he was talking about England and France, how them 2 countries fighting for the fishing grounds. Because I can see every single fisherman in this country, right across, telling us their fish catches went down drastically. And he can't see a major problem. He can't see the need for urgent action. Instead, he telling the people them is a problem the world facing. You know, Josh, this is my problem. Had he listened to the consultation between ExxonMobil and the public last Thursday, or had he spoken to the to his EPA executives, he would have certainly known that the oil operation kills everything in the sea by the minute, and he would have saved himself that embarrassment and cussing down he get during the meeting. Soon, not long from now, you wouldn't even have caca-belly to eat in this land, Minister. What is happening in Guyana, it is way beyond these leaders' heads. They are accustomed to give a little grant here, give a little grant there to fishermen, cane cutters, rice farmers, little money for the flood victims, and that is what they think will solve the problems and issues. It's so sad. It's very, very sad. I did see the way some fishermen responded to the nonsense he was telling them. And I am so proud of them all. Cheers, guys. Cheers. You guys in so much trouble. I wish I could help. But the boat already gone at Falls. The train has left the station and there will be no fishes. Jagdev and the coalition don't sign off the projects without safeguarding and protecting you guys. Had we had full insurance, none of you would have been in this distress you're in now, because the oil company would have had to compensate every one of us and our families for life without the fishing industry. Joshua, it's sad.
It is.
It's a sad place and it's a sad story. But let me tell you guys, all is not lost. We are still in the baby stage of getting a great life with that great wealth we have out there. But all of you have to join in with your feet and your mouths to get that great life. A woman asked me, why the international people not saying anything, Glenn? I had to laugh and say, all of them want to take your clothes off. All of them want a piece of you because you're young and sweet and your parents hungry for money, so they don't care what you got to go through with the men them. All of them. Yes. The Chinese, the British, the Americans, the Canadians, the Russians, the Indians, the Arabians. As for the French, them know to do it the French style. You understand what I'm saying? I just want to wish all of you a wonderful weekend. Please stay safe. Good night and namaste. This COVID has increased tremendously in Europe. Stay safe. There's a fourth strand kicking, and it's going to spread. It's the oil people going to spread it right here in Guyana. So please, I beg you guys, stay safe. Wear your mask wherever you go out. And stay on this program. Watch me on TikTok, and we will continue this fight. We have to get our fair share. What you say, Josh? What you say, Mr. George?
I think you're right.
Thank you so much. Joshua, we're going to take a few telephone calls.
99.1 and 99.5 FM, that is a station check. 226-7453 and 226-7454 or 622-2222. Those are the numbers you can definitely call us this evening on, and we will take your calls on the Glenn Lall Show.
Friday, everybody leave us. Only 3 of us, and I don't have my phone on me, Josh. You know? Mr. George, you care to say something? Put that mic on and let George talk. George like to talk from Canada.
America.
America. Talk to the people. You've just heard a few of the things. You came in late. You promised to
Well,
come.
first, let me say a pleasant good night to
Good
each
night.
and everyone back home in Guyana.
Joshua.
I must be honest, after sitting and listening to Mr. Glenn and many more like him,
Carl Wandler.
I wonder really if we have pirates in Parliament or we have people who care about us. Because what I'm seeing here, we are a pack of blind and deaf and crippled people. I have traveled length and breadth of the world. And I must be honest, I don't know if to call this piracy or stupidity. You will decide. The future, it is in your hands, and your children is the one who will suffer. Fellow Guyanese, it is time to wake up. We have listened to too many false promises, and all of them happens to be big ones. When will you all stop this nonsense and understand no man is bigger than each other? And they have the God-given rights, and you have your God-given rights. Do not sell your soul away and give away the future of your children for nothing. Mr. Lall been shouting on this thing like John the Baptist in the wilderness, but yet nobody is coming to the aid. Even Jesus Christ dead and gone, but this nation is in a crisis. When will you all resurrect it from the dead? I call upon each and every one of you to be united. Stop playing racial game and think of the future of your children. When you play race, you fall on your face, and the nation gone to another nation. You see the United States under Exxon, a lot of people involved in it. You heard about the French connection. You also heard about the Canadians and the British fellow citizens. If we have asked the colonial master for independence, I must say to you, we are dependent, not independent. I will let Mr. Lall take his microphone back for a minute, but I am very optimistic that the young Guyanese will come together as quick as possible. Stop worrying about color of skin and think about the right thing. Free Guyana, free yourself, and save the future for your generation. We are a great people. Be united. Long live the name of the late Walter Rodney, but long live the struggle. People's power, no dictator.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. One second. Yes,
Thank you.
yes, sir.
1 second. Yes, sir. Good night, Glenn. Good night, Paul. How are you guys doing?
Good night to
night.
you.
Good.
The Guyanese people have to realize that our leaders, we elected them, they are accountable to us. This is not Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea with their dictators, and they can do as they please. The natural resource of this country belongs to Guyanese, every single Guyanese citizen. They are not the owners, our leaders are not the owners of our resources, they are just the caretakers. And we can demand that they do not give it away. The fourth party, we the people have to stop it. We the people can, well, we have to stop it. Giving away Lisa 1, Lisa 2, and they think they're going to give it away again.
The lie.
The oil companies share disrespect the Guyanese. They're building the oil ship, they're building the storage FPSO without even getting approval yet. If that is not the biggest bypass to these people, what is it? Do you know Tullow in Suriname, they give up the oil block in Suriname the other day, a couple of days ago, right? The relinquishment period came and they gave it up, right? So Suriname could sell those back again and get money. Relinquishment, our leaders are claiming that they can't do anything. Why aren't they enforcing the sanctity of contracts when it comes to the relinquishment of the blocks?
Exactly.
They're claiming sanctity of contracts. Sanctity of contract, they can't change the contract. If sanctity of contract, in that contract it states after 4 years they have to give up 50%. After the other 3 years they give up 25%. And after they give another 20%. That's in the contract. So the contract is not sanctity where they could change it to suit that. But when they give us a better deal, they cannot change it.
Exactly.
They cannot have it both ways. The guys will have to wake up.
Exactly. Everything is for them. This is why I keep asking this question. What I keep asking the question. What these leaders get benefiting personally for not changing these things? And
Of course they are. Of course they are personally, that's why they don't care about the guys, but the Guyanese people have to wake up and realize for them to get better salaries, for the children to have better education, for the children to have a better future. They have to stop this. We can't stop them. They are not dictators. They cannot have the police and soldiers shoot us on the street. were elected democratically. They cannot do that.
Well, they will
This
have.
is not Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea, and Sudan. Right? We have to come out in the streets and they cannot shoot us down. Our own right, the oil belongs to every single Guyanese.
Exactly, exactly. You raise a good point there.
We have to show them. You raise a good point.
1 second. You raise a good point there. They can't change the contract to give us a better royalty and profit sharing, but we can change the contract to suit their pockets where relinquishment is concerned. You see how dotish, backward and clumsy our leaders are?
No, sir. You call it that. I can't cover up.
Well, yes.
They are getting something on the side. You know the brown paper bag stuff.
Yes. Yeah, the bunk paper bag, yeah.
We the Guyanese people are behaving like fools. It's time we stop behaving like fools and come on the street. They cannot shoot us down.
Yeah.
They cannot. This is that they don't have they are not dictators. They cannot do it.
My friend.
They cannot do it.
My friend. Well, I would like them to shoot me down. You know when I read how Winston Jordan change this contract, this relinquishment clause in which Guyana is supposed to get back 50% of this oil block in 4 years, and he changed it to nothing. I was like, man, what is going on in this country, man? Huh?
Glenn, but 50% of 26,000 acres is 30,000 acres, Glenn.
It's billions of US dollars we lose out there.
Of course, but you have to ask, what did Winston Jordan get for doing that?
Well, I don't know, and I can't
I'm
say.
sure he didn't ask for thank you. I understand that, but we have to read between the lines. We're not gonna make a big thing, but as a Guyanese, why would you, the Guyanese minister, be acting contrary to the Guyanese people? Why would you, as a minister in the Guyana government, be acting against the best interests of your country?
Well, according to Christopher Ram, that's a loophole in our laws, and he's calling for all these things to be fixed, but nothing they're fixing.
Right, but of course, both the APNO FC government and PPC government, they are not interested in forming the Petroleum Commission to address all these stuff.
Exactly.
Right? Relinquishment, everything, the Petroleum Commission would take a relinquishment, will do all deal also with we don't have to determine how much oil we want to pump out in what time period.
Exactly.
That is a national issue. All Guyanese citizens should have a part of that decision.
Exactly.
That is not our leaders alone decision.
Exactly.
That is our every single Guyanese citizen. They have to have a referendum on how much oil we take out.
That
Back there, when the Canada just decide that they're going to pump.
that is what.
Their behavior is their oil. They're dictators.
Yes, that is what I keep telling this country. Jagdeo, Ali, and Harmon cannot decide on our wealth, what they want to do with it, and how they want to do with it, and who they want to give it to. No, it is our goddamn right to decide. We must have a say, man.
But Glenn, but when our leaders do things contrary to our interests and for the interest of the oil companies, we didn't say nothing. We acted if all is still good, and we have to let them know we are dissatisfied, we are displeased with what they are doing. We have to come to the street and
My
let them
friend,
know that we're not going to take this line down.
My friend, when the protests begin, we will take the protests to their home. To their homes too.
We have to take it to their home. We have to be for them all day, to the office of the president, office of the vice president, minister of natural resources, even the EPA. The EPA is acting against the interests of Guyanese. They don't care for our healthy environment. They are giving permits to this and permits to that, and to dump ballast water, dump produce water in our oceans, killing our fish, polluting our environment. We live here. ExxonMobil does not live in Guyana. They will go home back to America, wherever they're from.
They live at the Marriott and the Pegasus For one night and 2 nights.
For 1 night and 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, man.
You guys are doing a wonderful job. Let me don't take up too much time.
Thank you.
You guys are doing a wonderful job. Keep it up. Keep up a good job of enlightening the population of what are their rights and responsibilities as citizens. As a citizen, it is your right and a responsibility to hold the government accountable and to protect your environment, to protect your fellow citizens.
Thank you.
To all Guyanese. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Have a good night. Enjoy your weekend.
Let me just remind you of those numbers. They're 226-7453 and 226-7454, 622-2222.
This wealth belongs to us, brother.
May I say something?
Go ahead.
You know what's amazed me, Glenn? I've listened to the young man and he's right. There are so many political party leaders who join either PPPC or the APNU. You have members from WPA. You have members from Justice for All. These are leaders, by the way. You had members from the United Force with the PPPC. What happened to their vision and their false promises when they were running to be presidential candidate? Or they sell their soul for a few silvers and they are not speaking out? I want to know.
1 second. One
Yeah.
second. 1 second.
Hello, sister.
Hello, sir. You're live on the radio on 99.1
How are
FM.
you, sir?
Yes, good evening.
I just want to say to you that your program on Wednesday night and Monday night put an icing on the cake. Why? Because if you didn't show that program about how these individuals make ExxonMobil baffled with their bullshit, then the people of Guyana would not listen to you. They listen to you now because they know that whatever you were saying was so correct.
I hear you.
So I want to thank you. I want to thank you, sir, for a beautiful program for the last 2 nights.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right.
What those?
Good night.
All right. What those?
Go ahead.
What those international folks said, I have been saying it since years. The Kaieteurians have been reporting on it for years now. It's since over a year now I've started this program. I've been talking everything, every single thing. Just that they went into more details. I am more raw. I'll give you it direct. But they will explain it fine. They explain it fine. They even taught the EPA people.
Yes. And you know what's so brilliant about the whole idea, sir? Is that you sit back and you listen and you make our leaders try to understand what you were saying was all true. Instead of they were trying to demonize you and make you look like you are the biggest monster of Guyana. Now that the people listens to you, now they think that someday along the line, you are a hero.
Well, let's not talk about the hero part of that.
I say we need a protest, my brother.
Yes. Some people are putting it together. They're
Alright,
putting it
and
together.
That's a good thing. And bring the people out. We will get the people from West Coast of Demerara and the people of East Coast and Barbies all come to that place. And let's make it a big parade day to show the government and the people that we care. We all care.
And we will stand up and we must have a say for our thing.
That's
It's
right.
our wealth. And we
We the people.
must confront this thing as
That's right.
Guyanese.
Yes.
Thank you.
We the people, my brother.
Yes, thank you.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good
Good
night.
night.
Yes, sir.
You know, Glenn, we cannot blame the foreign investors. We have to blame our people. If they stop this division and look into the future, they will realize the politician is not in the best interest. We have seen in China what they are doing to the politician, right in Brazil. The former president was charged, I don't know if he's in jail. In some country, they take them down into different area in the court and what they have to do. So therefore, our people, first you open up their mouth, they don't like the PPP because they're black. They don't like APNU because this, or they're Indian and black. This nonsense has to stop. If we are human beings, we have to think right way. This is not the days of pirates, Morgan and all of them. Today, a man can come in a robber pan shop millions of dollars. He go on the street, he sell it for $1,000. This is what is happening. So let us stop blaming the investors and start to blame our own people. Because we are blind, deaf, and we are crippled. You're doing a wonderful job. But what amazed me, where are all these political leaders that joined these two parties to bring about a change? But what I'm seeing here is an exchange. Now our nation is in danger. We are in serious trouble. We don't need America. We don't need Canada. We don't need no country to go to live but visit like the Saudis and others. But now we have Dubai. It is time for Guyanese to come together and say to Dubai, goodbye. Enough is enough. Stop the tension, unite. Put this nation forward.
It's not that we don't have leaders, you know. We have leaders. We have smart leaders.
Oh, I don't want.
But they are corrupt.
You know, Glenn,
They're wicked.
I would say one
They
thing.
are wicked. They are wicked and they're selfish. You know, when you look at the crimes we have in Guyana today, is a set of pickpockets, petty thieves, snatching a tennis roll bag, snatching an umbrella, snatching a little piece fine gold chain. It's petty thieves, man. This is what they learn. This is what they know. They know only about petty money. And the leaders, that's who they are too. Petty money they stretch their hand for and they will settle for. They don't understand, well here, this bottle water, you know, you can get $50. You can get $50, but they will take $5 for it because it come to them. That's how petty and simple these people are. They doesn't have a sense of value. Value for life, value for property, value for things. They just want to be like the African leaders. They just want to know, well, they can buy Michael Jackson gloves for 25 million US. That's what the Nigeria, Uganda president's son bought it for.
I think it's Nigeria because Ambassador
Yeah.
take 10 billion and still in the
Yeah, they want to know that they can
have-
live in a big mansion, that they can have private jets, they can have the best yachts, and this is what they do.
The whole third world, the whole
Yeah.
Africa is corrupt.
We have a call on the line.
Yes, go ahead.
Caller, good evening and welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Yeah, good evening, sir. I want to say namaste to you.
Raise it.
There's a guy that listens to your program every Monday, Wednesday.
Please speak up, sir. We're hardly hearing you.
Okay, yeah. I just listened to Mr. General's show. Right? You listen to me? Sir?
Speak up, man. Let's get going.
Okay, I want to speak up. I just listened to Mr. General's show. Namaste to my dose. Right?
Let's get going.
Yeah, I want to give him a good complimentary. I want he to broadcast something for me. Why they go and drill down in the deep in the ocean, where the submarine can come and load up our isle, and we cannot know, we cannot see nothing what's going on under the water. You hear me?
Hmm?
Yes, I want you to broadcast it. You miss something that you say they have nozzle and so on under the water. But the submarine them come in and load up on gun. Nobody is seeing that, man. Come on, man. You lost a little part. I try to give you a little advice. What's going on with these people and this government what's going on. Understand?
I hear you. I'm listening to you.
God. And
You
the next thing,
you could very well be true.
The mangoes, it comes up to by UG Road, the University Road of Guyana, right? Where it's going tall. So nobody go on the seawall can see over the mangoes. All right?
Go ahead.
Good? And the next thing, why you fetching out our goal with the privateer strip and plane? I am very upset. I'm our fisherman. and I have got a job right now. So I compliment you highly, 100%.
Thank you.
Positively. The
Thank you.
job that you're doing makes me feel happy.
Thank you.
I try to get on to you
Thank
a very
you.
long time, but everybody just wanted your talking, but they're just talking something different. But what I say to you, think about it.
Have a good night.
Submarine that
All right,
comes-
thank you. Yes, 226-7453 and 226-7454.
Guys, when you're calling, let's get straight to the point.
Yes, please.
Let's get it kicking. We're not here sitting down for this long compliments and let's get to the point.
Let's get to the point, indeed. I agree.
Yeah.
So,
You know, Glenn, the civil south in Guyana is treated very unfair. And what people don't understand that the government elected ministers are also civil servants. They got good benefits. Even if they resign, they got everything covered. Why the police, the army, the nurse, the doctors, the postman, and other civil servants not giving 100% benefits and others? This is not a selection of 65 members of parliament. They are not gods or angels. They have to be answered to the people. But the only thing that is dividing this country, you divide the nation so everybody are watching at each other, they don't care. Because I walk around Guyana and I've seen a lot. And I'm saying this country, crime pays from top to bottom. If somebody rob you, you call the police. You go to jail instead because the first you got to pay money. But if they pay them a proper salary and they believe in the dignity of what they're trained, you have great men and women in the police force and also in the military and others. But you keep them hungry and they are tempted. And that is the problem we are facing. It's a third world thing. It's worse than COVID-19.
caller, good evening and welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Hi, good night, sir.
Good night.
And good night to Mr. Glenn. And I want to give my contribution to this program.
Go ahead.
Mr. Glenn, you know, a year ago, me call you and tell you Exxon Mobil must close down. The lazy guy. Yeah? And let me tell you something. You see Suriname president coming? Eh? Them is the teeth a back of you that we can't even move forward. Trinidad is another teeth. Yeah? Eating we out in Guyana here. Yeah? And these people, them Guyanese, waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning with the helicopter passing on the east coast to Borbies and then can't see. What you want to say? Them deaf? Them blind? Eh? What really wrong? Eh? So wrong that every morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock, helicopter waking up on their bed and then can't wake up to go to work. What really wrong in this country? Eh? Mr. Glenn, answer me. I'm hearing you.
I am hearing you. I'm listening to
Yeah.
you.
Why the Guyanese people I can't open at 4:30 in the morning? Eh? What more they want to see? That a man come with a gun and shoot you down and then they don't have no leader? Eh? We need somebody better than Jack Dale and all in this country. Yeah? What? I call in to the Minister of Health. Yeah? And you know what they tell me? Me know too much. Yeah? Them telling me that I know too much for answer them. Eh? Friend, let me tell you something. It's time for all of you wake up. Yeah? Me hearing you, nothing. It's a shame and disgrace that we can't talk for our own right.
That's not true.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let me tell you something. Jagdev and Ali and Harman and all of them now own this country. You know when you just vote what it will be? 51 and 49. People just wasting time. You know what? You ever travel in a minibus and when you got loud music and you talk for your right what is happening in Guyana? You know what I say? You stupid. Yeah? But let me tell you, someday God will answer all of prayer. And thank you for your good work to do it. I want to thank the whole of Kaieteur News and the whole of Guyana for wasting their own time that they don't understand. Yeah? You know they don't understand? That what pay in the piece of land and that is $11,000 a year. Next time mobile don't pay nothing a year. That little piece of land, even a quarter acre, $11,000 a year. Yeah? They have to pay NDC. And next time mobile don't pay nothing for the whole of Guyana. These people, them Guyanese people, what? Suriname government come and legit Ali, yeah? Me not care they come here shoot me up tonight. Yeah? Suriname government don't have no right to come to we government for susu. Yeah? You know what susu? Yeah? It's a waste of time. Then should the bar that should black for the rest of the lifetime for.
Thank you.
Yeah? You should.
The gentleman raised some good points here. He understands what's going on. But I didn't get when he was talking we should close the border on Suriname and close the border on Trinidad.
I don't agree with that.
We cannot do that, my friend. Trinidad, the Trinidadians doing a lot of local content work here. And if they weren't there, ExxonMobil would have taken it to the States. And the price you would have been paying, man, you'd have paying through your nose. As for Suriname, the Suriname president came here. If you look at what the deals Suriname got on every oil block, you had the gentleman came here to meet with our people, to shine a light on them, to educate them, to bring them up to par with the understanding of the oil sector, instead of run away in Texas to hold at a press conference to learn nothing, but to say Guyana will have to live within their means quite a while into the future. The president came here and left with his entourage, and we are no wiser today.
Not only that, Glenn, we have about 30-something thousand Guyanese family living in Suriname from
Exactly.
Borneo time to now. Same goes to Venezuela. We have 100-something thousand Guyanese family living in Venezuela. And yet some Guyanese are saying, what are the Venezuelans doing here? I think the opportunity, we should give it to our neighboring country who stand over time of our darkness instead of going to the Middle East that is exploiting people who don't even need us. You get, even if you go to this Arab country and with your wife and you get a baby, your baby is not a citizen of that country. And if you see how they are treating the Africans, the Filipinos, and the Bangladesh people, and these are the land of Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him, where Allah is being praised 6 times a day, but these people are worse than merchants. Now, I am nothing against things, but let me be honest. Our people are blind, dumb, and crippled at the same time. It's time for them to wake up, and the thing that divides this country is racism. So I'm calling upon the two races, come together quick, because we will not have anything left, and our daughter will be prostitutes, and our sons will be criminals. As you could see, how many young black brothers are getting killed, robbing people. One gets shot at the market, pick a chain off of a woman's neck. How much are 3 of them kill a doctor? Look how they're getting killed. Our Indian brothers and sisters too. It's time to wake up. Save lives, save the future.
All right, Josh?
Caller, we'll take his final caller. Caller, good
Yeah.
evening and welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Hi, good night.
Good night to you.
Glenn, I just wanted to ask you, is it possible, on the online, on Kaieteur News Online, under every, almost every article, there's a comment section, but no comments are being printed. I want to ask you if you can activate that, and so the people can have a voice to express themselves. I guess you'd have to vet it too, for legal ramifications.
We have to. Yeah, I got you. We have to edit it. We have to. You gotta get somebody special to do that, and it's kind of tough. It's not an easy thing, and you don't want the comment section to be like what the other media houses have, where they cuss down each other. No, I have had 2-3 people who could have do it the right way and they left. I tried to get people to take it on, but you gotta have. It's like you gotta have like an editor, somebody with a good understanding to edit these things, because you don't want a bash in and a bash out comment section. You want, if I'm going to put something, I want to put something that the nation can learn from, where we deal with good comments that can lift the country, rather than just cuss up and cuss down.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but you can, if you want your comments, you can send your comments via the email, and we can put it as a letter.
Okay.
Yeah?
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Thanks very much.
No problem. Thank you. Well, with that, let me just say good night to all of you, and guys, just enjoy the weekend. Until Monday, tata, bye bye.